from the point of view of legality, at a lawyer na, mahusay na lawyer din to si Speaker, alam ninyo, pasalamat nga kami ni Kong Sid because they're making the case a lot easier for us. The fact that they have affirmed that there is nothing blank in the GAA bolstered our position that there are blanks in the Bicameral Conference Committee. Therefore, merong makakating kamay ang naglagay ng halaga na umaabot sa 241 billion pesos more or less na walang authority doon sa Bicameral Conference Committee report. Naging very airtight na yung kaso. Sino yun? Sino yung yung may makakating kamay? Kaya lagi nga nating sinasabi, babae ba siya? Lalaki ba siya? Tandem ba sila o marami sila? Yan ba yung fourth chamber o yung fourth house na tinatawag?
And I think,
Yes, if you remember, in the first episode, ang sinabi natin, klarong-klaro, that there were blank items in the Bicameral Conference Committee report. As the days goes on, lumalabas yung katotohanan Nung una, may mga nag-deny pa na walang blanco. Then later on, may nagsabi, lumabas na yung yung old statement ni Senator Amy Marcos na December pala, nagsabi na siya na may mga blanco. Then later on, may mga nag-confirm na rin at saka may mga media na nakakuha na ng copy na may blanco. Then yung final admission, yung kay Representative Kimbo, na sinabi na yes, there are blanks, pero puno nga daw yung fill up daw yung GAA, which is their insistence ngayon na yung GAA puno. Walang problema, yes. But as I have said, as the days goes on, it's getting clearer now that blanco may blanks, yung 28 blanks, yung Bicameral Conference Committee report, and filled up yung GAA. Now, remember that the 28 blanks in the Bicameral Conference Committee report were approved and signed by the members, and it was ratified by both houses of Congress, Senate at saka House. You cannot anymore change that kasi ratified na. Paano lumabas doon? Paano lumabas sa GAA or sa enrolled bill na meron ng figures when ang ratified version wala? So, it's getting clearer. Noon, medyo nalilito pa. Pero ngayon, lumalabas na talaga ang katotohanan. Yung sabi natin, yung first episode, the truth will out, as it always will. Ngayon, lumalabas talaga ang katotohanan.
correct, Congressman Sid, naalala ko lang itong sinabi ni Congressman Bebot during the last episode na yung minention mo, Kong, na yung sa printing, baka doon nagkaroon ng, ng paglagay ng changes. Pwede bang i-refresh mo sa amin yun na
kasi ang gusto nilang ibalik palagi doon sa GAA. Kasi ang GAA, sabi nila, kumpleto. Kaya pinirmahan ng Pangulo. Kumpleto. Totoo naman, kumpleto yung GAA. Dahil nga, nilagyan na ng amount Nilagyan na ng mga projects na wala. Originally, wala yan sa BICAM report. At wala din doon sa inaprubahan sa plenary. So pagdala sa printing, doon na nila tinira yan sa printing.
Printing of the enrolled bill.
Of the enrolled bill. Yun na yung dinala din sa Malacanang for signature of the President.
Kasi yun yung window, Kong, from the ratification, from the signing, ratification of the BICAM report, yun yung gap bago dalhin sa Malacanang, yung GAA.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Kong, thank you. Balikan ko lang, I think it's very important for our fellow Filipinos, especially itong mga ordinaryong Pilipino, na maintindihan, Kong, especially Attorney Vic, itong sinasabi natin na reenactment ng bill kung sakali. In layman's term, pwede ba nating mapaintindi kung ano ibig sabihin pag sinabing reenactment ng budget?
I will yield it to the two members of the House.
Actually, yung reenacted budget na sa Constitution yun, na pag walang budget na mapasa yung Congress, the budget of the previous year will automatically reenact. Pero this means MOOE yan. So, MOOE yung reenact. Yun ang maganda, yung na-foresee ng framers of our Constitution, na just in case walang mapasang budget, hindi pwedeng mag-shutdown. Yung shutdown, it happened in the United States. Because in the United States, wala silang provision sa kanilang Constitution na pag hindi nakapagpasa ng budget ang Congress, mag-reenact yung previous budget. Sa US, they have to shut down kasi wala silang napasa.
Walang pangsahod.
Oh, wala. Walang pang sahod. Stop talaga sila. Yung sa atin, because of pwede mag-reenact, yung MOOE, automatic yun, lalabas yun bigla.
So, sa madaling sabi, Congressman Sid, pagka lumusot yung petition na grant ng Supreme Court, hindi po titigil ang takbo ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas.
Yes, klaro yun, klaro.
Klaro.
Hindi titigil.
Para
Basta,
maintindihan po.
It's enshrined in our Constitution.
Oo. Kasi kung ikaw, ordinaryong Pilipino o OFW ka, marinig mo yung mga katagang, we will shut down the government. I think, magka-create talaga siya ng
Pangamba.
ng worry, pangamba.
Pangamba.
Exactly.
Oh, pangamba.
Ng pangamba. So, at least dito, coming from both members of the House of Representatives and Attorney Vic, na hindi po totoo na titigil ang takbo ng gobyerno. May contingencies.
The only thing you have to fear is fear itself.
Yeah.
Correct.
And also, in connection doon sa napapag-usapan, there is also no truth doon sa sinasabing yung petisyon questioning the constitutionality of the 2025 budget is meant to destabilize the government. No, never. Because the fact that we went to the Supreme Court is a clear manifestation that we recognize that the Constitution is the fundamental and paramount law of the nation. We recognize the supremacy of the Constitution. Walang destabilizer na kikilala sa ating saligang batas. Walang destabilizer ang pupunta sa Korte Suprema para idulog ang kanilang hinaing. At yan, eksakto ang ginawa namin ni Kong Sid at kasama yung mga petitioner. Kami ay dumulog sa Korte Suprema dahil kami naniniwala na buhay ang ating saligang batas.
Very
And
good point.
that
Thank you,
is
Attorney Vic. Yes, proceed.
the last and only recourse because nagkamali ngayong Kongreso, then napirma na ng Presidente. The last and only recourse is to go to the Supreme Court. So we respect the rule of law. Oh, klaro yun. Because that's the last and only recourse, kukuha tayo ng ruling, adjudication ng Supreme Court. We request na i-unconstitutional kasi ang dami talaga nakitang mali. And now, sabi ko nga, as the days go on, ang dami nang nakakita. Now, is getting crystal clear that ang dami na nagsasabi, even former senators, former justice, na nagsabi na this is the most corrupt budget ever passed.
At saka kung dalawang former Senate President na nagsalita,
Yes.
dalawang former Senate President ho, at dalawang former senators na fortunately for us are aligned with the administration. Kasama nila ito, nagsasabi na talagang may mali dito sa Bicameral Conference Committee report. And I think it is also telling that a former Senate President ang nagsalita that this is the most corrupt budget that he has ever seen.
That says a lot, really, no?
Oo.
And yun nga, talagang pinagpapasalamat natin because it all started here when you started that discussion. And now, more people and prominent figures in national politics are speaking up already. So, do you think, Attorney Vic and Congressman, may mga susunod pa na magpa-file ng petition based on this? On the reaction, what do you think?
Ako, I hope. Kasi itong usaping nito, hindi lamang confined sa mga unang nag-file ng petition katulad namin ni Kong Sid. Lahat ng Pilipino dapat kasali sa usaping ito dahil pera nyo ito. At yung mga, of course, bashers will always be bashers and haters will be haters. But do not hate the messengers. Kagaya namin, kami ay tumutulong. Ang pananaw namin, ito ang ambag namin sa nation building. Ituwid yung napakamaling at maanumalyang pagkakamali. Magalit kayo kung sino yung nag-akda nitong tinuruan ako kanina ni Kong Bebot kung sino ang nag-akda nitong tinatawag natin sa ilalim ng Revised Penal Code na falsification of legislative document. Diyan kayo magalit, hindi sa amin. Amin yan tinutuwid yung pagkakamali
Attorney, I think, matanong lang kasi ako, hindi ako abogado. Ano ba ang kailan ba natin i-expect na sasagot yung Supreme Court dyan? Kasi sa comment section din natin, maraming mga nagtatanong kung ano ba, kailan natin hihintayin yung sagot ng Supreme Court, ano ba magiging next move. Marami ang nag-aabang sa magiging sagot ng Korte Suprema.
Well, I hope they will find yung sense of urgency dahil budget ang pinag-uusapan dito at nakakatakot naman na gastusin yung pera at mapunta sa hindi dapat puntahan. At budget ito, marunong mag-budget yung ating mga miyembro ng Korte Suprema dahil I'm sure lahat ng dumaan sa Korte Suprema ni minsan ay hindi ho nagpasayan ng blankong panukalang budget kahit isang patlang. Walang blanko yan because they know even 1 centavo, pag nagblanko ka, delikado ka, makakasuhan ka. Tama ba ako, Speaker Bebot?
Tama po yun. Oo.
Dahil they're very familiar. Every year, nagpapas ng budget lahat eh. Alam nila, and I like to take this opportunity dahil nga, ultimo yung mga sangguniang barangay, mga kababayan, they know how to pass
Correct.
a legal and proper budget. Yung mga kaibigan nating municipal councilors, city councilors, provincial board members, even yung lagi kong halimbawa, yung ating mga kaibigang driver na miyembro ng Tricycle Operators Drivers Association, yung ating mga kaibigang miyembro at driver ng Jeepney Operators Drivers Association, mas maliit di hamak yung perang kanilang pinapangasiwanaan. Pero hindi ka pwedeng gumastos dyan ng blanco. Mag-aaway kayo ng mga miyembro mo. Sisingilin ka niyan. They will demand for transparency and accountability.
Tama ka dyan, Attorney Vic. Actually, kahit tayo nga, we are very meticulous sometimes, even sa minutes lang ng meeting, yung mga question or hindi sakto na mga phrases doon and wordings. And I remember your story, Congressman Sid, when you were going around the city, na some barangay officials actually mentioned to you na even sa kanilang level,
Yes, yung mga barangay officials, nung nagbi-meeting kami, sinasabi talaga nila nga, sir, kami nga, mga magbarangay budget kami, grabe ang hearing, grabe yung committee report namin, iniisa-isa pa namin, to the last centavo. Alam mo, yun yung sa barangay. Yung latest feedback ko naman, I used to be in the banking sector before I joined politics. Yung mga kasama ko nung araw ng mga banker na nagko-communicate sa akin ngayon kasi most of them are assisting, yung mga may malasakit sa bayan, they are assisting small co-ops, small, medium cooperatives. Napag-uusapan na rin sa mga kooperatiba kasi the cooperatives are very strict with their budget because they are talking of co-op members' money. They have depositors, co-op depositors money. Ito, taxpayers money. Dapat extra careful tayo. Hindi pwedeng blanco diyan.
correct. And for sure, Congressman Bebot, you've also had this experience shared with you from your constituents.
Oo. Kaya lang, alam mo, worried ako. Dahil sa nangyayaring ito, napapanood na maraming tao. Ano? Huwag nyo lang gayahin na maggawa rin kayo ng bycam dyan sa
Na blanco.
Actually, that's a
dyan
good
sa
point.
barangay, mag-bycam